Ibanez just dropped their brand new line of guitars for 2025, and honestly, I think this is probably like the first time I've been semi-excited for an Ibanez drop in like 5 years. In my opinion, right, I want to say that very wholeheartedly. In my opinion, I think in the past couple of years, Ibanez has definitely dropped the ball, and I know that a lot of my friends and a lot of people around me kind of think the same way. It's very weird to see a company as forward thinking as Ibanez that just, I don't know, especially as a modern guitar player who predominantly plays, you know, things like 7 strings, 8 strings, Evertunes, it just feels like they're just a couple steps back from everyone else. But I've seen some videos of some of the guitars and they actually look half decent. So I thought, why not blind react to the lineup and see what they've actually got going on. So we're on the homepage for all their new gear of 2025. It's funny with Ibanez, like, you know, a lot of people play a lot of different brands of guitars, but especially in like the metal space, you know, Ibanez and metal are bread and butter. No matter what guitar you play at any point in time, you've probably owned an Ibanez in your life, or you currently own one right now. Just like me, you know, I play Jacksons, I'm a Jackson artist, but I always have a little bit of a soft spot for Ibanez because, you know, obviously Ibanez is like the metal guitar. A couple of things here are very exciting to me. I love the Tim Henson 7-string model. That is awesome. I love the new color in the 6. That's very cool. The Andy Timmons model is cool, I guess. It kind of just, it's a standard AZ that's been painted a little bit. Paul Gilbert, classic. Always got to have a Paul Gilbert signature model. But the one that I'm most excited for is this Manuel Gardner-Fernandez model, or Manuel Gardner-Fernandez. Manuel plays in a band called Unprocessed, and he is an absolute freak, and he is definitely one of the pioneers of like modern guitar playing and pushing guitar playing forward. If you haven't checked out anything from him, you definitely should, because this signature guitar is very well deserved. I kind of wish they made like a 7 and 8 string variant. Yes, I get it. Like, you know, it's the first signature model. They probably want to see how well it sells, but like, I feel like every video that I see of Manuel playing on my feed is on an 8 string, and this is a 6 string. It's still cool, but I feel like releasing an 8 string would have been a bit more on brand. The color is very cool. The color is very Manuel Gardner-Fernandez though. It's very like classy, you know, it's got the gold touches in there. It fits his aesthetic very well. Even though it's got this kind of like slanted fret thing going on, which might look like it's fanned, it's actually not fanned. As you can see at the 1st fret and the 24th, it's got the same angle. So it's a straight angle. It's just tilted a little bit, and I guess that's for like ergonomic purposes. I'm not sure how much of a difference that makes. I wouldn't really be asked like looking into that much, but 25.5-inch scale. Oh, that looks like a flat radius. What is that? 20. Okay, that's cool. That's something different for Ibanez. So 20-inch radius, that's cool. I can get around that for sure. We got the parallel wizard neck, 3-piece roasted maple with Babinga, Kuta maple top, Naito body. The fretboard is roasted bird's eye, and that does look awesome. It's not as bird's eye in the photo, but you know, it's still roasted bird's eye, so that's cool. Jumbo stainless steel frets is awesome. Always love stainless steel frets on guitars. And you know, even though it's headless, I haven't even mentioned that. I guess it's like so normal to me now. Yes, this is a headless guitar. Whoa. It's not like they've been around for like literally 40 years at this point. I do like the Ibanez headless thing. I like the way that they're designed. I love the monorail bridge at the bottom. My one pet peeve with headless guitars, and I've said this in videos before where I've had headless guitars on the channel, is that I like tuning to the attack of the note. And unless I do like some weird crossover thing where I pick and then get my left hand and turn these little pegs, you can't really do that on a headless guitar. Not as easy as you can on a normal guitar where you can just pick and then use the other hand on the tuning peg very easily. Lots of different pickup switching options. That's always nice to see, especially on a guitar like this, for an artist like this, where, you know, you can do anything from the most cleanest of cleans to the most heavy of heavy riffs, and just having all of that tonal palette is welcome. I think this guitar is a win. I think this is a knock out the park. I just wish that it was an 8 string. Oh, lumen lace, that's cool as well. This is a very modern guitar. Like, as a modern player, I should be all over this. Like, you know, it's got the slanted frets, even though I don't care about them that much. I guess it's kind of cool. It's headless, it's light, lots of different pickup options. What are the pickups in these? Okay, so it's just like the stock in-house Ibanez pickups. I'm sure they're fine. Okay, we have the Axe Design Lab Run. Now, one of these look really, really good, and the other one I don't really care about that much. So let's have a look at this one first. Is awesome. This is what Ibanez should have done like 5 years ago. I don't know why it took them so long to just put out a guitar like this with hardtail Evertune, Fishman pickups, 6 string, offset dots, just blacked out, murdered out. Like, why did it take this long for them to put out a guitar like this? 16-inch radius, 25.5-inch scale, which I guess is like standard for an Ibanez 6-string. What pickups are in there? Okay, so they're the moderns. That's cool. You know, at least it's not like something else. At least they know what people want, especially when they get in this guitar. It's moderns. Again, Evertune bridge. Absolutely love Evertune bridge. Jumbo stainless steel frets. Hard. I really like how they've put that in this model. Not sure how much this is going to retail for. It looks like it's going to be in their kind of like import range of like maybe like 1,500 to $2,000, which I think is a fair price given what you're getting here with the Evertune and the Fishmans and the stainless steel frets and all that stuff. Satin neck on the back, which is weird. I thought they would have done like a clean natural finish neck, like a satin neck, but I guess it's satin, so it doesn't really matter that much. The Makassar ebony fretboard is cool. It gives like, you know, a different vibe to the guitar, and I like how they added the touch of, you know, putting the pickups the same color as the logo on the headstock, which is more or less kind of within the same color palette as the fretboard itself. Maybe not so much on this graphic, but I'm sure that in person it would be much more similar. It's a great looking guitar, man. The one thing, I guess this is being really picky, it would have been sick if these saddles were like gold. That would have been awesome because it would have matched the pickups as well and it would have matched the headstock. But probably costs more to do that. Non-locking tuners, I guess that doesn't really matter because you've got an Evertune, but if you've already got an Evertune and a Fishman, you might as well just chuck some locking tunes in there, even if they're like house brand ones. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need Godos on there. The Evertune is going to do the heavy lifting. The locking tuners are mainly just for like, you know, ease of use and not being a pain in the ass when you need to change strings. Coil switch, the push-pull for the Fishman, which is cool, and lumen lays. Okay, cool. Or luminescent side dots. I shouldn't say they're lumen lays, but obviously it's the same thing. This is cool, man. This is a cool guitar. I think this is like definitely worth looking into. This one, I'm not a fan of. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the S shape that I just can't get around, or the fact that it's like weirdly offset, but not at the same time. Like, it's straight at the headstock, but it's just like when you get to the bridge, it's slanted. Like from this angle, it almost looks like an Aristides. Like, if you just added like the Aristides slits here and here, it would almost look like an Aristides, what is it, like the S models, I think they're called. Maybe I'm completely wrong, I don't know. Why is this picture purple, but then this one's blue? Oh, and there's a different one. Okay, this one's cool. This one is cool. This one I'm not a fan of. I like this one. I think the colors are way better on this one. Oh, that pickup selector is really in your face, isn't it? That cap. I wish that they did that gold or cream or something like that. But again, that's me being picky. I can appreciate the fact that the dots on this are offset as well. So at least they tried to not just put like standard dot inlays on a guitar that looks and plays this modern. In-house Ibanez pickups, 25.5 to 20. Like, I don't know how much of a difference that's gonna make in the grand scheme of things. Like, I'm sure if you're that picky, it's cool, but luminescent side dots, and this one has the Godo locking tuners. Why not just put it on the other one as well if it's all gonna be part of the same Axe design lab? I'm not sure. Some more headless models. We have some, this is a cool color scheme. I like this one. This is cool. I guess this is just a refresh of what already exists. Straight scale, humbucker single. It's a cool color, man. I like it. Copper metallic matte. It's basically just a 6-string Ibanez that's headless. That's really all that's different with this guitar. This one has that weird slant thing going on. You can get it in black and gray. Again, not sure how much of a difference that makes, but I'm sure it's cool. Maybe if you play in classical position where it's like a bit more upright, maybe the frets can be a little bit more slanted. Is this a 7-string or an 8? I think it's a 7. Okay, this is a 7-string with a 25.5-inch scale. So I probably wouldn't be putting this any lower than like drop G, like maximum if you got this guitar. For some reason, I can't get around like open, or at least like where it looks like it's an open pore wood finish with like just one color over it. It's a very Ibanez thing to do. I don't know. That's just a personal thing. I just can't get around it. Okay, let's go down to the AZs. Is there anything here that would interest me? Okay, we have a 6-string with a Godo trem. We have a 6-string with a Godo trem. We have a 6-string with a Godo trem. 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 And another 6-string with a Goto trem. Or I assume that they are all Gotos. I lie. They're not. So they're basically a Godo, but it's just the Ibanez brand name version. So I assume that these ones here are the more expensive ones that have the Godo Yep, the Godo trem bridge is probably my favorite trem bridge ever. I never play trems, but whenever I do, it's always these ones that I want to find. This is a prestige made in Japan. That's cool. It's like that meme where it's like, whoa, it's Japanese. It must be way better than everything else. That's cool. I like the grey metallic one. I like that color. If this is what you're playing, like that kind of fusion jazz stuff, I don't know why they use the green one as like the face. I feel like they should have done like maybe the Sunburst one or this. But I guess like the Sunburst AZ has been around forever at this point, so that's probably why they didn't do it. This is like the full single core version, so I guess this is the Strat one, the made in Japan Prestige in the one color. AZs are cool, man. I like AZs when metal players play AZs. I think that's very cool. And I do like that they can basically do everything. But not much here to kind of tickle my fancy. Okay, now we're up to the RGs. Now this is where we're starting to dip into stuff that I would probably end up looking at buying. This is cool. What's this? Okay, so this is one of those like iron label blacked out. Yeah, okay, they put a trem on it. So they used to do one that was pretty much this exact guitar, which is a 26.5 inch. Oh, this is 25. Okay, so it is a little bit different. So the other one was actually, no, it was 27. It was a 27-inch hardtail, but this is a 25.5 trem or edge zero. If you're doing like, more like old school metal stuff, more shreddy stuff, and you want to have a 7th string, I think this is a cool guitar. I probably wouldn't get it. I'm not a trem player. I do like how fat and long the headstock is though with that blacked out Ibanez logo. That looks cool. Yeah, this is cool. I like how these are flush in the guitar. That's cool. Bolt on neck. This is a cool guitar. If this was like a little bit longer, I would probably like be very interested in it. We have the Made in Japan Genesis edition. This is cool. This is very much like an old school Ibanez. This is more of a collector's piece. These are what the old heads will buy who have been playing Ibanez for the past 30 years. Not a massive fan of the pickup ring, but I get that it's an old school thing. I like the color. The color is very bright. The blue is very cool too. I think I like the yellow a little bit more. Super Wizard neck, 25.5 inch scale, 6-string Ibanez, man. Like we know what it is, This looks cool. I think this is more of an entry guitar, just judging from the way that it looks. Oh, it's a left-handed. Okay, cool. Well, at least the lefties are getting something, right? You're getting a 7-string. That's 25.5. Damn, I wish that was like an inch longer. That would have been perfect for a left-handed guitar. I was looking to play a little bit lower than normal. Fan fret, 7-string, Ibanez. Okay, now we're getting closer to what I would get. 27 to 25.5. Okay, that's cool. That's like long. So you could probably get away with putting this guitar in a very low tuning, probably something around like F sharp F, and still get like the nice bendy playability on the higher strings because it's got the fan fret. What do we got? Wizard neck, poplar bell top with the They love the Naito bodies lately. I'm sure they're fine. Jatoba fretboard, no stainless steel frets, just normal jumbo frets on this one. Monorail bridge. I'm so happy to see monorail bridges on Ibanez's. I've never been a fan of the Gibraltar bridges, the in-house Gibraltar bridges. I just felt like they were too wide and very unaesthetic to the rest of the guitar, especially like the way it was in line with the pickups. I love seeing the monorail bridge because look how nice that looks. You know what I mean? Like you can see here, like the rails of the bridge are in line with the pickups, which is in line with the neck. It's nice. It's nice to look at. It's very symmetrical in that way. 5-way pickup selector with a volume and tone knob. What are the pickups in this one? They are, okay, so they're just in-house Ibanez pickups. I would like to see the price of this. I don't know how much this would cost. The specs on this would suggest that it's a cheaper model, which is cool if they're offering like a 7-string fan fret for a cheaper price. Because you don't get like Fishman's or you don't get stainless steel frets and the bridge isn't like a hip shot slanted bridge or anything like that. Are the tuners locking? Please tell me the tuners are locking. They're not telling us. So that must mean they're non-locking. Okay, now we're getting into a place where I think I would definitely look at getting one of these. So, okay, so this one, I swear they've already done this guitar. Maybe this is just like a reissue. I swear Sabian from Alpha Wolf plays this exact guitar. Back for 2025, I guess. 26.5 inch on this 6-string, which is very cool. So that is why Sabian can get away with playing this guitar, even though it's a 6-string, because the scale length is just as long as your standard 7-string these days, at least. Fish Influence pickups, again, that monorail bridge, which I can glaze all day long. 16-inch radius, 3-way pickup selector with the voicing, just like the one volume knob, which is cool. I could get around that. That's very metal. And locking tuners with the luminescent side dots. This is a cool guitar. I like this guitar. This is cool. I like this guitar a lot. Now, obviously, like the metal guy, whatever, but the fact that this is an RGD, like this exact body cut is cool. And the fact that it's an iron label is cool because it's getting that prestigious kind of shape at this price point. 26.5-inch scale, DiMarzio deactivators, no stainless steel frets. Okay, I'd love to know the price on these guitars then if they don't have that. Do they have locking tuners, man? Please. Yes, okay, they have locking tuners, that's good. And luminescent side dots. Roasted maple neck. Not sure if I've ever seen Ibanez do that. Oh, it's painted as well. Not sure if I've ever seen Ibanez do that on a guitar like this, because usually it's like the maple with Babinga strips on a wizard neck or something like that. But the fact that this is roasted and it's painted over, like, this is a cool guitar. God, I wonder why they didn't put stainless steel frets on there. If they did, I'm sure that no one, even if they charge like an extra $200 for it, I'm sure no one would care if they charge more and put stainless steel frets on there. Like, it's almost annoying that everything else is almost perfect about this guitar, but it just doesn't have stainless steel frets. Cool guitar nonetheless though. But yeah, Ibanez, I mean, like, I want to give this drop like a 6.5, maybe 7, if I'm feeling generous, out of 10. It's definitely a step in the right direction in terms of like modern guitar playing and modern metal guitar playing, especially. Like, this Manuel Garner Fernandez is cool. The 7-string Tim Henson with the Godot is cool. You know, putting Evertunes in guitars is cool, although I don't know why you didn't make a 7-string Evertune model. I feel like you should probably be putting it in them more than a 6-string. Nevertheless, there are some cool 7-string models like this one here, the 26.5 iron label with the roasted maple neck. That's absolutely murdered out black. I think this guitar is very, very cool. And I'm not really like an all black guitar kind of guy, even though I do play metal. Like, I don't have a single black guitar. Actually, that's a lie. I have an Ibanez Meshuggah, but that's different. All of the guitars that I play live are all colorful. I literally play a bright blue Jackson Josh Smith signature, but something about this guitar, I love this body shape. I love the carves. I love the bevels. It's very, very nice. And this is a very nice guitar. I just wish that they put stainless steel frets. What do you guys think of the brand new guitars from Ibanez? Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys like any of these guitars? Are you guys thinking about picking any of these guitars up? If you want to check out any of these guitars, you can check it out with my affiliate links down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.